All right, so we've got some news this morning. I'm gonna give you the news here. Let's see. Thanks for those just tuning in. I'll be back for the morning show around probably 9. I think I'm just gonna come on here and give you this news here. So Twitter is up right now 6.5%. It was up over 10% on news that yesterday Elon Musk offered to buy Twitter. Offered to buy Twitter for $41.3 billion. So this is really interesting because we had the news. We first had the news that he had taken this passive stake about a week and a half ago or so. And then there was news that he was offered a position on the board of directors in exchange for an agreement that he wouldn't accumulate more than 14% stake in the company. And we know that he declined that board seat. And I thought maybe it was because as a board member, he'd be kind of restricted on what he could say or couldn't say, on Twitter. I mean, just in general, you have public information when you're on the board, and you have to be careful. And I thought, that's, he already had some issues with Tesla related to that, so maybe he wouldn't want to be on a board and then be, on those restrictions. But maybe in fact it was related to this 14% agreement. So the quote says from Elon Musk, "I invested in Twitter because as I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy. However, since making my investment, I now realize the company will neither thrive nor serve this societal imperative in its current form. Twitter needs to be transformed as a private company." So there you have it, a buyout offer for Twitter for $54.20 a share. Naturally, the stock squeezed right up to that price, $54, but has since retraced. And I think that speaks to a number of things. Number one, it's an unsolicited buyout offer. It has not been accepted. So, if it were actually accepted, that would be one thing. But then there's also regulatory. There could be regulatory clearances and things like that regarding his purchase. So, it's not as simple as just a merger acquisition and there you go. It's now a private company. So some interesting news here. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? You think he's actually going to buy Twitter and let Donald Trump go back on Twitter, and then also just totally change the way it runs? I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see what happens. Time will tell. But as it sits right now, it's pulling back. It doesn't seem like any of this is super good for Truth Social, DWAC. There was a spike on DWAC yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before, on news that Fox News has created their account. But I don't know. I'm still on the wait list. Let's see. What's the status? Yeah, I'm still on the wait list. I tried logging out. I tried logging back in. I verified my cell phone number. I want to see what it's all about. It's if you're in the market and you're trading these stocks, it's a good idea to see what the whole thing's all about. But yeah, I'm number 376,000. So I'm just sitting on that wait list. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Definitely some interesting news this morning. So Twitter currently up 5%. Nicely traded stock, easy to borrow, and on 15 million shares of volume right now. So Twitter's reply, let's see. Twitter board will evaluate an unsolicited non-binding offer. Right. I mean, they have to, right? They have to. So yeah, so that's just sort of a rehashing of the same thing. analyst of Wedbush said in a client note that he believes the soap opera will end with Musk owning Twitter after this aggressive, hostile takeover of the company. He thinks it would be hard for any other bidders to come forward, and said Twitter's board will likely be forced to accept Musk's offer or start a process to sell the company. It's really interesting. All right, so Twitter offered him a seat on the board on a condition of him not owning more than 14.9% of the company's outstanding stock, but he said 5 days later that he declined that offer. Very interesting. All right, well, we'll see what happens. So there's the news on Twitter. I'll be back around 9 a.m. for the morning show for those on YouTube and Facebook, so I'll see you guys then.